can talk about the
Honeymoon!
NikNik cut.
What can we actually talk about this episode, Brett?
Oh, baby!
When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles.
Welcome to Dads Meet World, your weekly deep dive into the world of Boy Meets World, the anchor of the TGIF lineup in that 8 o'clock time slot where everything is family friendly. I am your host this week, Dad number 1, Brett, joined by Dad number 2 with the holiday spirit.
Yes, Feliz Navidad, Brett. It's me, Tyler.
Yes. Tyler,
I don't know what to talk about this episode, Brett.
Yeah, this week, if you got young children, it's probably not going to be an episode to watch with them because I wasn't joking about it being an anchor show for the 8 o'clock time slot. It was the 8 o'clock time slot, and this was full on NikNik cut.
Yeah.
It was. Cory and Topanga were married the week before, and it was time for
Honeymoon!
Yeah,
So-
so this is been building up for a while, Brett. Like, Cory first brought up the concept of a honeymoon-like activities in season 4. So this has been a long time coming, and again, I'm going to state this as often as I can. I don't know what we're going to talk about this episode because everything revolves around honeymoon.
and honeymoon type activities, shall we say.
Yes.
It could get real awkward really fast if we really wanted to let it.
Yes.
Let me touch something!
Yes.
Well, before we dive into that, Tyler, do you have anything you want to get some get off my porch energy? You offered me two options last week, and we dove into one of them.
Well, I guess so, Brett. I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm going to, and I'm gonna use the terminology of your boy because I know you're not really a basketball fan like you are of football, but someone from your state, your town, your city, yada yada, someone who is a big deal in the Cleveland area.
Yes.
Someone who is old and needs to retire, Brett.
Oh, for sure.
I will never doubt the athleticism of this individual, and the fact of the matter is I will never A, have the money he has, B, have the pure, raw, gifted, God-given abilities he has, and the platform, and his desire to make big things happen, and the ability to do said things,
Mm-hmm.
But it's time for him to retire, Brett. I have not cared about basketball since 2010, and that's because that's when basketball was ruined, in my opinion. When they decided to make a super team out in Miami, they go back to Cleveland to make another super team, and then to force a super team over in LA, and just every single team being a super team makes you go, what is the point of all of this? Who is this for? And unfortunately, he has made a lot of culture of load management. And I'm not going to lie, the first time I really felt the love of basketball once again, Brett, was watching The Last Dance during COVID. And I my family, I accidentally got Netflix again, and so I'm watching it again, and it's just like, gosh, things were better when Michael Jordan was playing basketball. It was so much niceness. It was barbaric, but it was nice. People
Yeah.
tried. So yeah, it makes me sad because most millennial athletes have been, soft and not very aggressive and don't seem like they care about what they're doing, and I kind of blame that on him.
Fair.
Someone has to be the one that starts the trends and going in that direction and be the face of the league. And sorry, buddy, you messed up.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would agree.
But Brett, on a happy note, I stumbled on the clip of where the classic song I knew as Batman laid an egg. Oh no, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, and Joker got away. I didn't know, Brett, honestly, that it actually came from the animated show. It's just something that was always a part of my life as a young child.
Oh, yes.
So in
Christmas with the
honor of that,
Joker.
I have Joker. Hawaiian Batman shirt, Joker.
Yeah, it's about time for me to watch that. I was watching Christmas episodes of classic sitcoms this evening, and actually, I watched a Parks and Rec episode and got to see Hotel Man.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, Hotel Man. Brett, I'm telling you, Disney messed up on not having Hotel Man and French or Dutch Eric.
Oh, yes.
Sweet Life in Philadelphia.
Yep. Well, shall we get into our honeymoon episode?
I think we awkwardly should, Brett.
All right. Well, let's get into the synopsis of our
Yes.
episode. Good looking people, this is episode 8 of season 7, The Honeymooners, wherein Cory and Topanga are oblivious to the fact that Eric has followed them to their tropic honeymoon, where they consider relocating to permanently. This episode was written by Barbie Feldman, directed by William Russ, originally aired November 12th, 1999, just 1 week after our last episode, and currently enjoys an IMDb rating of 8.1. And our Nielsen numbers, our last episode had an 11.51 for the wedding. This episode actually pulled in a higher number, 12.01 for the honeymoon.
Interesting.
Yep. The old traditional, hey, we had a great episode, so more people tuned in because there was a good report. They want to see what all the talk's about. So,
well, also the fact that is that holiday time period as well. So
yes, I mean it's
more people
November
watch TV.
sweeps, so everyone wants to tune in, and it's not so much stunt casting or anything, but it's a big to do.
What are you talking about, Brett? One of the most important actresses of the 90s is in this episode. She was in every single important 90s movie.
Well, anyway, I'm double checking something here because I don't know if I've actually got the right. I was wrong on the IMDb ranking. It's actually a 7.2.
Oh, that's fair.
Not an 8.1. I read that and I was thinking, no, that doesn't seem right. So 7.2. It's
That's
almost a full point drop from the wedding.
I think it's accurate though.
Yeah, I'd say so. A little drop off there. So anyway, we're going to start off with a previously on Boy Meets World, just to remind everyone where we came from. remind everyone that we were just at a wedding.
Yes. Previously, here's just the line that happened, and then we're
Yes.
going.
So here's the key to the honeymoon suite. Let's go.
Bye!
And here's why the wedding is going to be under some duress right away. And up in the honeymoon suite, Cory is very quick on the draw.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to get to some NikNik right there. Throwing Topanga on the bed, jumping on it himself, ripping off tuxedo. I mean, physically ripping off like this tuxedo deposit's gone.
Yeah, Brett, I think the best analogy is he is a little kid who was forced to wear something he didn't want to wear, and he has just learned how to take his clothes off, but he's struggling.
Yeah, I think that's a fair one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Topanga wants to take things slow, you know. They've got time. Unfortunately for her, they don't have time.
No.
No. We'll get to that, but Topanga is going to leave and she's got some plans in mind for her. She's got some plans in mind of her own. Cory is of course devastated by this.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do this on his own. Oh, he'll eat fruit because there's some fruit
Well,
baskets there.
what will I do now? I'll eat fruit.
Oh, it's free fruit. And you know, there's fruit baskets there congratulating the newly married, was it Harold and Myra Peterman?
Mm-hmm. I just love how he's like, normally my inquisitive mind would go and really explore this, but oh well.
Yes, he's at least self-aware enough to know that
Yeah,
his rational brain is not in control.
yeah. He is aware that something leads him that he doesn't always have control over. In our house, we've been saying, I can't wait to see where my ADHD takes me today.
Yeah. But Topanga returns in her wedding night negligee, shall we say? Which I'm
Yes,
very
you could say.
curious. How did she have that stashed in the honeymoon suite if they didn't know they were even going to the hotel?
I mean, it's a question I had as well. Um, Episode's got episode. We both know that's the
Mm-hmm.
most likely reason, but real world, there are wedding dresses designed to also have that underneath as well. So it very well could be, even though the type of dress she has is very form fitting, so it's not like there's much you can really hide. Also, who helped her get out of that wedding dress? You're saying she got out herself?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Um, I so, I know you guys had left our wedding early, but there was a point where Sarah said, "I'm now going to go back to my room so I can change, so we can go." And I said, "Okay." And so, like, her mom and her maid of honor helped her get that all taken care of. So,
Yeah. Wedding dresses aren't necessarily designed to be removed by one person.
no, no,
But I mean, it's TV. It's the magic of TV. It's episodes got
it's
episodes,
it's
just like you said.
it's a heightened reality.
Yes, it's the hyper real world of Boy Meets World.
Yes. Um, Yeah, Brett? Can we skip to the knocking on the door? I don't want to talk about any of the things from the point that he goes yai 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 to I love
Two,
you
I
too.
wish Sean was here.
Yeah, I wish I was here. I wish Eric or I'm
I
thinking of
love
Eric
Eric.
right now.
Yes, the police knock on the door and burst in
Yes.
because are you Mr. and Mrs. Harold Peterman? No, that's why.
Yeah. I'm not saying this is not proper police work, Brett, but I've never seen cops just grab a mattress and just take them out.
No, but I did note in my note taking that it might be an almost necessary move since Topanga is naked under the sheets and Cory is virtually naked. So for the sake of decency on camera, they would have to.
Well, yeah. Yes, camera wise, show wise, the bit is best of them being hauled out on the bed. But logistically, for proper police procedure.
And there's not a female officer in that lot, so
No. Well, Brett, it's the 90s. They didn't believe in female police officers.
not uniforms anyway.
Yeah, no. Nowadays, they would have two police officers there to make sure they're not doing anything and be of the same gender and yada yada.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I love
But
Eric's joy of we're going to the potty wagon.
wee wee.
Brett, what type of legal procedure do you think occurred? Do you think
I
it was
think I think Cory and Topanga spent a night in lockup, being unwitting accomplices to the whole thing. I
mm-hmm.
think Eric, as the mastermind, probably is going to have to appear before a judge in the near future
You think
for
so?
masterminding the whole thing. And Eric's
Mm-hmm.
going to have some serious criminal charges brought against him for
You,
fraud, for defrauding the hotel. EJ Peterman's going to have some serious pull with the
yeah.
judge. I mean, these are some serious consequences for Eric's actions that he took last episode.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole awkwardness of this, too, is like they're arrested and then they're on their honeymoon. Like, there's a giant jump there of everyone trying to figure out what's happening because
Hmm.
they're on their honeymoon the next day.
Yeah, and as I'm sitting here talking about it, I'm thinking, would this actually be a criminal offense or would this be a civil offense?
That's also what I'm wondering, too.
Because I mean, all of this happened within the hotel. It's
Yes.
it's it's all just. I mean, yes, Eric defrauded the hotel of services and an event, so Eric himself would be in trouble. But I guess there would be some actual criminal charges that would be filed against Eric, but against Cory and Topanga, maybe not. Maybe that's why they only spend a night in lockup.
Yeah, I don't know. See, the problem is, Brett, is Eric follows them to their honeymoon.
Yeah, in the real world, he probably would have had to surrender any passport he has because he's
I
going to
think so.
have to
I
appear
mean,
before a judge, so he's going to be
Brett,
considered a flight risk.
here's the only thing I can think through, and that is they went before a judge in the morning, and the judge went, "Wait, so this guy tricked this staff of professionals and convinced everyone that he's someone else to get his brother a wedding that's nicer than the one he was gonna have, and these two have been together for a long time. Where's the crime?" And so maybe it was just that the judge said, "Yeah, I'm not. There's no criminal,
You guys
standing."
figure it
Blah blah
out
blah.
amongst
Like
yourselves, type of thing.
I could see because EJ Peterman, this very real person, was probably powerful and convinced the DA to go and arrest these people. But like ultimately, like what could they actually be charged for?
Yeah, fraud, identity theft.
Brett, it's the 90s. White
Well,
collar
those
crime
were
means
legitimate
nothing.
charges then.
Brett, white collar crime means nothing now.
Oh well, let's go to this tropical
Brett,
paradise.
let's just both agree that nothing mattered up until the point they get on their honeymoon.
Let's agree to that, especially since we don't know how they afforded this as college freshmen.
Yes.
since
No,
they
no, they're
couldn't even
sophomores.
afford a wedding that was more than just let's hold it in our parents' living room. Ha- they hadn't been saving for the wedding. They hadn't been saving for the honeymoon. We don't know how they afforded this tropical vacation that they extended.
Yeah, yeah. That's a fun conversation for us to have, Brett. Let's just be honest. The logistics of this episode, they're not there.
Oh no, there is a lot of hoops to jump through to make things work. There's a lot of suspension of disbelief to make this work. And I mean this was the thing in all honeymoons have to take place on a tropical island for a
Yep.
stretch there. They had to. My honeymoon was a few days in Pittsburgh in the middle of January.
Yep.
And you know what? I enjoyed it.
Yep.
In fact, I love to tell students when we were still in the role of youth pastor that, hey, you know what the first thing we did on our honeymoon was? We went to Burger King
Mm.
because we didn't get to eat much at the reception.
Yeah. No, we driving to go home slash towards our hotel for the night. We literally stopped at Burger King along the way because we both looked at each other like, I didn't eat much today. Did you? No. Let's get food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we did I've mentioned this before. We did a later honeymoon. So we will gladly go back again. But they do fall into that trap of when you're on your honeymoon and you're in bliss and you're not worrying about everything. You go, let's just stay.
Yes.
Yeah, we were on
Yeah.
Indeed looking for jobs at Universal Studios. We're like, we could do this job, we could do that job.
Yeah.
We can make it work.
Well, let's go to their honeymoon. Corey wants to make Topanga carry him over the threshold because the last time he carried her over the threshold, the police showed up. I'm light
Yes.
as a feather, really.
Yes. Brett, has Kelly ever tried to pick you up to take you over the threshold?
No, not once.
That's fair.
Has Sarah tried to carry you over the threshold?
She has attempted to pick me up, but it's never really worked well for her.
Well, the waves crash on the shore, symbolizing that finally Corey and Topanga consummates their marriage.
Yes, I will say the '90s always had fun ways of indicating of something has occurred and we're not showing you.
Yes, Corey's a man now.
Yes. I do. I will say that the next day of them being full blown honeymooning, relaxing, they're on the sage set for their honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It is a nice
of
set.
just yeah, they're happy, they're content, and they're just relaxed, and they're smiling and giggling. I love that she's all, I'm Mrs. Matthews, I'm married now. Like
I'm a wife
my wife
now.
did that, and she was so cute.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Topanga is just so excited to be a wife, and she meets Mrs. Nelson, played
Hmm.
by Anne Haney. First and only time we'll see her on Boy Meets World.
Shame.
125 acting credits. I know, including The Dukes of Hazzard, Cheers, The Golden Girls, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Doogie Howser, Star Trek: Deep Space Nine, Mrs. Doubtfire. Huge role for me. That's where I always think of seeing her.
Hmm.
ER, NYPD Blue, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Ally McBeal, and more. Sadly, did pass away in 2001.
Did you mention Liar Liar?
I did not, but she was in Liar Liar as well.
She was. She was a huge part of Liar Liar.
Yes, but yeah,
Pennies blue.
they have some girl talk by the pool. Topanga wore Corey out. Did you wear your husband
Yes.
out? Eventually,
Gradually.
gradually. Yes, and then Corey appears, and he gets to meet.
Yes. Corey is walking proud and tall.
Oh yes, he meets Mr. Nelson, played by John Ingle. First and only time we'll see him on Boy Meets World.
Hmm.
108 acting credits for him, including Dallas, Who's the Boss, Cheers, Alf, Coach, RoboCop 2, Night Court, Doogie Howser, the Land Before Time franchise. He's the narrator for anyone who's curious. Batman
Ooh.
and Robin, Drew Carey Show, Days of Our Lives, The Office, Robert Dunder, General Hospital for 576 episodes.
Wow.
And he sadly passed away in 2012.
Who did he play in Batman and Robin?
He was a doctor in Batman and Robin. It wasn't a big role. But he's pretty sure that Cory's on his honeymoon because he can see all of Cory's teeth.
Yeah. I do love this little friendship that they've made with this older couple. It's adorable.
Oh, yes, it is. You know, the older couple kind of, yeah, it'd be a great mentoring relationship if they actually lived close by each other for any stretch of time. I could really, I wish that they did actually live by each other in the end.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too.
It would be a great relationship to have.
Yes. Okay, Brett, can we take a step back for a moment?
Oh, of course.
This is lovely. It really is. It's a beautiful scene. I love the back and forth of this couple. The Nelsons say that they have decided to move here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brett, either this is a pre-Airbnb style location where you rent a place and an option is to buy as well. There's own/rental huts, whatever. Either they're saying that's where Cory and Topanga is, which doesn't sound right, or this is an all-inclusive resort that they're also visiting because this is where they originally were honeymooning, and their plan is to eventually find a place to live here.
Yeah, it seems like where they are is a resort on the island, and I always interpreted it to be that they're going to move onto the island.
Right. Which I'm all in favor of. I have no problem with that. The actual problem I have is when we get to they're going to stay and they're going to have a business, open a bank account, take out an ad in the paper, and they're going to stay, quote unquote, at the resort in their nice fancy room.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those things that really requires some suspension of disbelief in even within the world that they've built for this episode.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I could get on board with they talked with one of the random white people who are the locals, and that there is a special vendor's hut, area, village for people who work there, and they move to that, and even that they think is wonderful and amazing because they're still in paradise.
Yeah. Anything in paradise is better than Philadelphia where it's cold and there's Feeney.
Yes. Well, Brad, tropical, it's always paradise, and there's no problems in paradise.
Oh, never. There's never a hurricane that's going to come through or anything like that.
Yeah. Or any sort of tropical animal that could potentially kill you because they're all poisonous.
Yeah, like a bird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they even have rain.
I like how I was like, yeah, a poisonous animal. And your first response was, yeah, a bird.
Like the one that bites Eric.
Okay, yes, I can accept your joke. Because, yes, Eric refers to the tarantula as a bird.
Speaking of Eric, he's followed, and this is a missed opportunity for the Good Looking Guy theme song.
Oh my gosh, this is the episode for it. He is full spy mode.
Yes, he is undercover secret agent man. He is undercover in full black attire. He is in disguises. He is directing a band. I mean, Eric is just full blown secret agent, and this is the good looking guy theme just sitting there on the table, not picked up. Oh, it's just such a missed opportunity.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
I will say one of the things I like about this episode, Brett. And this is one of those weird episodes where because it's only the one storyline throughout, it feels most sense just to kind of just jump around a little bit like we are,
Hmm.
unintentionally. I know, but I like the sweetness, like the sweet moments they're having with each other.
Yeah.
Like
Corey's.
when the next scene I think is whenever they're at dinner and they're being romantic and
Hmm.
Corey says, "Let's dance." She goes, "You don't dance." He goes, "Well, we're in paradise. Why not?"
Yeah, Corey's actually being romantic instead of being neurotic like we're so used to seeing him be this
Hmm.
season. And now that he's married and he's not spending every waking moment of his life waiting for sex to happen, he's got time to actually think about romance.
Oh, yeah, he's just being in the moment, which is
Yes.
something
So
he's not normally able to do.
exactly. There are some benefits to being in paradise for Corey.
Yeah. No, I mean they're not stressed over classes, which that's another thing we have to talk about before we're done here. And they're not stressed about a lot of the things going on. There's no wedding planning. And I will say, like, when you finally get to just be with your person, especially after planning a wedding, no matter how small or big, it's always intense. There's just that nice moment you get afterwards where you're just kind of at peace and you're like, hey, we did it, we made it, we're together now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, even after 20 years of marriage, Kelly and I take a vacation week together now. We don't want to go back to the real world after we're done. We just want to stay on vacation with each other and just stay there wherever, even if it's just at home.
Yeah,
We just want to stay there.
yeah.
But it's at that point that Corey and Topanga, well, Corey decides they're going to stay and not go home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do love that when Topanga hears the idea of like, oh, look, let's stay another day. She's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's stay another day. He's like, no, let's stay forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But Topanga tries to point out, they need to make a living. How are they going to stay here and not
We
make a living?
we need to go home because
Yes,
that's
to
where
our
our home
home.
is.
How Corey's thought things out. He's going to make a living somehow. And, they're going to have Corey Jr. and Barbara
Mm-hmm.
because he's named their children. But Topanga is thinking Stephen and Chloe, which was her mom's
Mm-hmm.
name initially
Yes.
before it was
Where
Rhiannon.
where'd Steven come from is what I want to know.
I don't know. Let's make them.
I do love in that scene too. He pulls back the curtain. He goes, "Look, paradise." He goes, "Someone's on our
It's on our
balcony.
balcony.
Who cares?"
We're in paradise. Who cares? Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I do. That just go back again. I do love when Eric is conducting the band and he's in a full suit. They're all in full suits, and he's
Yeah.
just like, "How is it so hot when the sun is not out?"
Are you hot? Are you hot? Are
You
you
hot?
hot?
You hot?
And they all respond by going off course with their music.
Yes, they should.
Yes, the conductor
Following
is conducting
direction.
off bounds. But Corey's big solution is to create a celebrity coconut hut, and it becomes a
Yes.
big hit
Yes.
just
As you know.
overnight.
Yeah.
Who knew Corey could whittle
Yeah, who knew?
and whittle so well?
Yes. It looks like a whole prop team made these, in a week's time, and definitely aren't real coconuts.
Oh yeah, I mean, kudos to the prop team for being able to put these together. They did a lot of coconuts, and they actually are rather good facsimiles of
Yeah,
the celebrities that they're doing,
very much
and
so.
even the Sean and Feeney ones that they eventually do are a pretty good job,
Right?
especially the Feeney.
Scared him, especially with the glasses.
Oh yeah, I'm off to get googly eyes.
I do love the sign. Closed for googly eyes.
Yeah, but let's talk about how they've wasted all their time with Feeney.
Yeah.
They're in paradise. Corey's an entrepreneur. He's figured out how to build a trade. Topanga has been able to open up a bank account, get a whole dress for, I forget what the currency she used for the
Like three
outfit,
fish or something like
three
that.
fish or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, but they realize that they're being successful here, and they just figured that all their time at home with college with Feeney, it was all a waste.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do love as the Nelsons are after the whole original conversation. Every time they come back and they're a part of the scene, it's like, oh yeah, what about back home? Oh yes, our grandkids, our people. Well, let's connect with them. Let's talk to them.
Hmm.
And I love when they come back and they're just like, yeah, well, it's paradise, but we need to be there for our family.
Hmm. Yeah, they are. They really are their bridge to back home to remind them, hey, there's life outside of paradise, because they've got that
Yeah.
connection with their grandson, their little soccer star
Hmm.
that finally made the finals. They're gonna go. Eventually, they're gonna go back home. They're not gonna move there after all. They're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna sit in the cold and watch their little grandson play soccer in the finals.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, we're going to make this crazy move," and then getting there and realizing this is not what we want.
Yeah, yeah. They showed wisdom in that.
Hmm. Kudos to them.
Yeah. But Corey is so successful that he's asked to run for mayor.
Yes. Brett, how long are they in this place for?
They we find they can't. Their entire trip was like 12 days. They can't have been there that long at this point. Maybe a week,
Yeah.
10 days at this point when he's asked to run for mayor.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be that long to really integrate yourself into the life of the culture there.
Well, Brett, Corey or communism? I do choose Corey.
Yes, I mean, yeah. It's not much of a choice there.
No.
But yeah. I did find it interesting that their people did move there from Ohio.
Yes, I do love that mentioning.
Especially since in the tag, or before the tag, we find out that the Islanders are actually cannibals since they try to boil Eric.
Yes. Interesting fun fact.
Who knew?
Yeah. Yes, but this, how do I say this, Brett? One of my problems with the episode is that because they have certain jokes they want to get to, there's certain things they want to make clear. They don't always do a good job of indicating of how much time is progressing within the vacation they're on, this
Mm-hmm.
honeymoon. But they go from realizing they miss home to back home.
Yeah, I mean, it is just a hard left turn because Corey is successful at this shop, and Topanga is making things work. They're integrating into the society. Corey's asked to run for mayor, and all of a sudden, Corey is being woken up by Topanga, and he fell asleep, supposedly carving a couple of coconuts. He
Hmm.
carved a soccer player that looks remarkably like Sean for the Nelsons. And
Yep.
then he carved, I forget who he said Mr. Feeney was supposed to be,
I
but
don't
he
remember
carved a
either.
Feeney. and Captain Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Fair.
but it's hot all of a sudden because they realize that they're not supposed to be there. It's time to go home, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's a hard left turn, and it's hard to place that with not knowing how long they were. Now there is the only way I know that it's been 12 days is because when Eric is bitten by the bird, he's recording his notes that it's day 12. That's the only reason I
Yes.
know they're there for at least 12 days.
Yes.
But it's time to go home. And their time in paradise is up. They go home and the family is there to welcome them back. Morgan wants a gift. They don't have a gift for Morgan.
I love that little bit. Just so seriously, what'd you bring me? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I didn't bring anything back for anyone from our honeymoon. Of course, I
No.
didn't come back to families waiting to hear about it, so we just came back
Yeah.
to our apartment. But they tell people about they tell their family about their honeymoon, about this time we'd be, this is what we'd be doing about this time of day. It was almost paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost paradise, not quite, because it wasn't
Yeah.
home.
Correct. It's not home.
Yeah, and
But Brett, I do think this is a good point to bring up because Feeney's there, and he goes, "Well, you have classwork to make up for me."
oh
And
yes,
you and I both know, Brett. Once you get to Thanksgiving break, you got one or two. You might have a test or a paper, but you are literally at the home stretch, and it's finals, preparing for final test, final lab, final paper. Like, you
mm-hmm.
don't, there's no real class that you're missing once you're hit November, which is why I'm
Yep.
not, I know they want to get into the whole wedding thing, but like the fact that they're making clear on this is November, all this is happening, and it's like no college student would ever get married in the middle of a semester,
No,
especially the end of November.
no. Kelly and I waited until we were in between semesters.
Yeah,
We made it a point to. I mean, we got married. I was still in college. Kelly was a semester ahead of me, so I still had a semester left. And she was done.
yeah,
I had a semester left, so we got married in between my last two semesters.
yep.
But we made it a point to get married in between semesters, so I didn't miss any classes. But Feeney reminds them, you've got so many days of missed lectures, and there's nuances,
Hmm.
hard to make up.
Yeah, no, it's why you don't get married in the middle of a semester. But again, they're treating college like it's high school.
Mm-hmm.
We literally had a season where they were never in class, Brett. We have no idea what they were supposed to be learning. And now
Mm-hmm.
in college, they act like this schoolwork they have is like high school schoolwork.
Yep.
It just wouldn't be.
No, it
So
wouldn't be. No.
that's why it bothers me. We'll talk more next episode with things that bother me logistically in the real world. But like the fact that you have a early November wedding immediately into a honeymoon, and then what? You're going into Thanksgiving break.
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk about Thanksgiving,
Oh no.
but everything is a-okay and amazing by the time they hit Christmas or right
Yeah,
before
because
Christmas.
yeah, I mean, they don't mention the time of year, but this is premiering beginning half of November. So I mean, and
Yeah,
they talk about it being cold and wintry in Philadelphia, so we know what time of year it's taking place in.
yeah. I don't know. Those real world logistic things that you're just like, none of that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh well. But
Yep,
we do
exactly.
end on Eric in the big pot talking about how he didn't have to finish all the other coconuts of the rest of the family. Feeney and Sean were enough. And we find out the Islanders are preparing him for a soup. We don't know how he gets back
Yes.
home. Or if he gets back home. We
His
just know he's
return
going to be
flight,
dinner.
he missed it.
And the tag itself is just music. So
Well,
that,
the tag is the whole cannibalism scene, but
yeah, I mean, they really could have used that as the tag, but they didn't.
yep.
They needed another 30 seconds of episode time, so they just padded it out with music.
Yeah. Oh well. Brett, should we get into some deep dives?
We should. So let's get into deep dives.
People, 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 people. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
All right, Brett. So a honeymoon in November 1999 would roughly be around like $2,000, $4,000. So, something that either of their parents probably at that time would have easily been able to swing to help get them off to their romantic time away. I know they kind of make it sound like they paid for it, but I have a hard time believing that they used just wedding gifts to pay for this trip.
Yeah.
So, and the average cost today is closer to 5,000 to 8,000, depending upon where you're going. Which, is not that. I mean, it's not that out there because we paid like 5,000 when we went to Universal, but we also flew. So, but if you're gonna do a honeymoon in the Hawaii area, Brett, you can do it as cheap apparently for around 3,000. That doesn't include travel, I would imagine, or you can go on the higher end of about 8,000. Brett, some classic / good places to go for honeymoons nowadays. This is coming from the website 101 Honeymoons from the UK. The Maldives.
I've heard lots of good things about the Maldives.
The Caribbean. Greece. Italy. Thailand. Africa. That small little
The entire
country called
continent.
Africa. Wow, I have no idea how to pronounce this. Mauritius? Apparently it's around India. Wow. Sicilies. There we go. Great Britain. I'm not gonna lie. If my wife had her way, we would have gone to England for our honeymoon. And then there's South America. So
Another
apparently there's
entire
plenty.
continent.
Yes, that small little area. Brett, you mentioned that the props department did a great job. I fully agree. One of them was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think I need to do a real deep dive on Arnold Schwarzenegger. What I would like to bring up, Brett, is Arnold Schwarzenegger's I'll go 1990 to 2000. That time frame he had. So in 1990, he had Total Recall. It's more of a 80s movie, in my opinion, than a 90s movie, but still, came out in 1990. Kindergarten Cop. Probably his biggest movie he ever did. Terminator 2, 1991. Apparently did a TV movie called Christmas in Connecticut. Didn't know that. He was in Dave. Last Action Hero, 1993.
Yeah.
True Lies, 1994. Junior, 1994. I don't know what Eraser is, but he was in a movie called Eraser.
Yep.
One of my holiday favorites, Jingle All the Way, 1996. We mentioned this movie before. Batman and Robin, 1997.
What killed?
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! Ice to see you. All right, End of Days.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last movie I'll mention, Brett, was The Sixth Day. Honestly, the 90s to 2000s was just ridiculous for this man.
Banger after banger, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, granted, none of them were really Oscar winners, but still, as popcorn movies,
But,
I enjoyed them all.
Yeah, there's only one movie I didn't recognize, and that was Eraser. That was the only one I had questioned. Everything else, literally, is a big deal. Arnold Schwarzenegger. The other thing I'll mention, Brett, is he mentioned Leno and David Letterman. 1990s, 1994. The great Johnny Carson was leaving The Tonight Show, and David Letterman thought it was supposed to be him. And I think at one point Johnny had said, "Yep, you're going to be the next person." And then NBC hired Jay Leno instead, and giant rivalry between the two of them. And then it got even worse whenever Jay Leno was going to leave, and things were really nasty between the late night talk show host for quite some time.
Yes, they were.
Yes, because the funny thing is then Jimmy,
Fallon?
gosh, I was going to say Fallon, but that's not correct.
Kimmel?
Kimmel, because Jimmy Kimmel also got in on the whole Conan O'Brien was supposed to take over and Jay Leno was messing through all this stuff. So it's funny to me, Brett, that because every now and then Jay Leno will be like, I can't believe the way these late night talk show hosts, the way they act nowadays. People are always like, you literally kept stealing things from other people. You were part of the problem from before.
They're had to create a variety show for you because they couldn't give you the Tonight Show back.
Yeah. Well, and then, like, did you ever listen during the strike to the Strike Force 5 podcast?
I don't remember listening to it.
That's okay. It's not the greatest podcast ever, but there is one episode that I will recommend to anyone to listen because they would each trade off on who was hosting, and whoever was hosting was basically in control for that episode. And so the best episode is episode 5 because Fallon is in charge, and Fallon brought no effort into it whatsoever. They did basically like the Newlywed Game, except it was always the wives' answers. And so it'd be like the guys would like give an answer and sometimes be a very thoughtful answer and be like, well, your wife just said blank. And they'd be like, great, I'm glad my wife gave no thought to the answer. And there was times whenever like Fallon would be reading a question and they'd be like, wait, stop, go again. Remember, you're a talk show host. It's a great example of, yes, they're talented, but they have a lot of people helping them. So yes, I'd recommend it if you want to laugh at other people's misfortunes and, see that celebrities are also bad at doing podcasts.
Oh, yes.
Brett, I accidentally sent you a link. Did you actually not open it?
I opened it briefly, but closed it because I thought you might be sending me accidental virus. That's why I asked you, is it virus? Or
Yes. No, it was not virus. It was just, I legit sent it to you. And I was like, no! And Grayson heard me. He goes like, what's wrong? Everything okay? And I'm like, everything's fine. So yeah, Brett, I have on here The top 10 wedding songs of the 1990s.
Ooh, the whole
You want to
90s?
take a Yep, whole 90s. You want to take a guess at what's it? Sugar Bomb Entertainment says is the
Sugar
I took a look at this list and I went, it's pretty accurate. I could see all this being.
Okay. 90s. Okay, Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" has to be on that list.
Yeah, it most definitely is.
What about Aerosmith's "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing"?
Yep. I don't want to miss a thing. Yep.
Uh, 90s. Is there a Casey and JoJo song on there? I think it's, what's it called?
All My Life.
Yeah, that one.
Yep. I figured you got the
That
the
was
band
big.
name, so I was like, I can
Yeah.
give you the actual title.
I'm trying to think of what was big on radio play. Truly Madly Deeply by Savage Garden. That has to have been big on weddings in the 90s.
Truly, Madly, Deeply. Yep.
All right. I'm 4 for 4.
Yep.
I got 4 out of 10.
I mean, you did a great job. I can give you the rest of them if you'd like.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So you had the first two. So the next one is Smooth from Santana, featuring Rob Thomas.
Really?
That's what it says. Unchained Melody from the Righteous Brothers.
Wow, that's later than I would have thought.
I Want to Hold Your Hand from the Beatles. Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer.
Sixpence None the Richer. Yeah. I can see that.
Amazed by Lone Star.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I heard that a lot.
And last but not least, Brett, I Swear from All for One.
By the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there.
All right. And last but not least, Brett, let's talk about the top 10 from, according to Rotten Tomatoes on Screen Rant, movies from the 90s. So 1999, we have The Runaway Bride. 1994, Only You. That has Robert Downey Jr. in it. The Honeymooners in Vegas, 1992. One of your favorites, The Wedding Singer, 1998.
Oh, yeah.
Surprisingly, has become one of my favorites. Father of the Bride, 1991.
Oh, it's a classic.
It is classic. The Best Man, 1999. My Best Friend's Wedding, 1997. Muriel's Wedding, 1994. The Wedding Bouquet, 1993. No idea what that is.
I have no clue.
And finally, Brett, Four Weddings and a Funeral, 1994.
I can see that on top of the list.
I honestly expected to see more Grant in this list.
Yeah.
And those are the deep dives for this week, Brett.
All right. Well, let's talk about what we learned.
You know anything about the Odyssey? Huh? Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach you that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
So, the Feeney's lesson for this week from me, good-looking people, don't make important decisions in the heat of the moment if you can avoid it. A life-altering decision needs thought, preparation, and the input of both partners, not just one. So there you go. There's your Feeney life lesson for this week from me. What about you, Tyler?
I would say the biggest lesson is white-collar crime pays, Brett, clearly.
Yeah.
No, the real life lesson, the real Feeney lesson, I think is that you can't fall in love with the beautiful sunset without acknowledging all the flaws around it. Like, yes, they're in quote-unquote paradise. They're in a beautiful tropical place, but I think just the curtain keeps falling around them until they finally realize this isn't where we're supposed to be. So there's certain places that are meant to be a temporary place to get away, to retreat, to connect with one another, but you can't make a life there.
Indeed.
So yeah.
All right. Well.
I'm right?
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
How would you grade the Honeymooners?
Well, Brett, this might be nostalgia talking. This might be just Brett, I can't give a justified reason behind the grade. Because there's so many hoops that you have to jump through just to accept the premise of this episode. But the jokes land so hard. And you just, if you can accept it, it's just, you're in for a ride. It's like in the third Transformers movie, you're like, sure, Lance Armstrong and Buzz Aldridge, they went and roamed around a Decepticon ship. All right, I can buy it. Sure, why not? We'll accept it as is. Yeah, if you can get on board, it's an A-, and that's where I'm at, Brett. I'm on board.
All right. I'm going to go with a B for myself.
Ooh, I was expecting the C.
No, I mean it's the jokes landing and the lesson learned, and the fact that there were consequences for all of Eric's actions in the previous episode. Yep. Those are the things that bump it up from a C to a B.
Fair.
Because those, I mean, like you said, there are a lot of hoops to jump through for the suspension of disbelief to make it all work together. But between the jokes landing and the consequences and the lesson learned, those bring it up to a B for me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So, I believe I have some dad jokes for you before we head out.
Yes, you do.
All right. So, in honor of the Christmas season, my first one, why is the letter E the only letter to receive gifts from Santa?
I don't know.
Because all the other letters are naughty.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah. I just hit a truck loaded with electric guitars. Luckily, it was just a fender bender. And one more.
Very nice.
I met a girl who runs a battery kiosk in the local park. So basically, she sells sea cells by the seesaw.
I'd close with a dad one.
Well, good looking people, that's it for us tonight. Thanks for sticking around. And until next time, you can catch us on social media channels across Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter/X at dadsmeetworld. You can find us on YouTube if you're not already watching us there at dadsmeetworld. And you can send us an email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com. And you can catch some swag from our Dads Meet World shop at dadsmeetworld.threadless.com. Plus, the best and free way that you can support us is to leave a review or rating, however your podcatcher works, wherever you get your podcasts, so that other people can find us. Totally free, takes no effort at all. So until next time, we'll see you good looking.
You know, how can I learn so much every week and still be so stupid?
You need to get back and start slapping some people around.
Let me touch something!
Underpants.
Read the Bible!
This is good TV.
You lied to Topanga!
We are the Dimmers.
Dads Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios, tell your story.